Terence Bud Crawford will be trying to go for his third title in 3 different weight classes versus Jeff Misa Honey. Now scheduled for June 9th. Originally he was supposed to go down, April 14th. Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now it's going down in the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. We back. It's the Boxing Clinic. And more, it's your boy CJ Goodfella. And shit, who was the last person to fight at the MGM Grand? Because you know the MGM Grand is second rate to the T-Mobile Arena now. The MGM Grand used to be the creme de la creme of arenas and venues in Vegas. But, you know, the MGM Grand owns some of the T-Mobile Arena. And that's the premier, stadium you want to fight at. But, you know, the MGM Grand it is for Crawford and Jeff Horn. And you know what's going down on that exclusive ESPN Plus app. You know, where all the great pound-for-pound fighters fight on ESPN Plus app for $5 a month. And it will not be streamed on regular ESPN as of right now. But, hey, that's what pound-for-pound top-ranked champions do. They fight on the ESPN Plus app for $5 a month. But, seriously, this fight wasn't getting no traction because it was never had an official announcement, so it never really had a real chance of it really, being an eye-opener or eye-catcher, eye-opener for some people. But, stylistically wise, I think it's going to be a great fight, in my opinion, in the ring. I think Crawford is really going to be tested to a certain degree by Jeff Horn. I think Jeff Horn is going to bring the ruckus, bring the pain, like he Method Man. I think he's going to test Terence Crawford, man. To a certain degree. I'm not saying he's going to stretch out Crawford or take him to the limit or to the brink. I just think he brings some things to the table. And I said this is the best, introduction to 147 for Terence Crawford because it answers so many questions. It answers can he handle how with his physicality match up with Jeff Horn physicality. Jeff Horn is one of the most physical and strong welterweights out there, just naturally. So you put a guy that's been naturally had a physical advantage over damn near everybody he fought, strength wise. With a guy like Jeff Horn, who's very physical. I mean, then you get an interesting matchup. You got a guy in Jeff Horn who's a little bit dirty and grimy, who's by nature a pressure fighter, who got a lot of pop for that style. I'm not gonna say a lot of pop. He got good pop for that style. I mean, all the other pressure fighters that kind of Terence Crawford fought, like Ray Beltran, he lacked in the power department. Like Felix Diaz, who tried to come forward and bring pressure, he lacked in the power department. Jeff Horn is going, and Derek John, Hank Lundy, who tried to pressure him, Thomas Delorme, all lacked in the chin, the power department, or the speed department, whatever it may be. Jeff Horn ain't lacking in the toughness, the chin department, and the power department any. He's going to touch Crawford, and we're going to see what Crawford do. People think Crawford is going to go out there and dominate Jeff Horn, which could be a strong possibility. But I think Jeff Horn is going to make it tough. A swarmer pressure fighter always makes it tough on a boxer puncher, especially a boxer that loves to fight at his distance and his pace. I think Jeff Horn is very good at erasing angles and closing distance and upping the pace. You really will see Crawford testing on some level. May it be a massive level? No. It may be on some level, and then you'll be able to gauge, see how he does versus other big welterweights. But, ooh, Crawford is strong. Oh, look at Crawford power at 147. He stopped Jeff Horn. Then you be like, oh, man, if he cracking like that, I think, he might edge out Earl Spence, or he might stop Keith Thurman. But if he go 12 rounds, you don't visibly see, you don't visibly or physically see Jeff Horn hurt. And Jeff Horn keep coming and throwing bombs, and he's relentless with it. He gives to Crawford his run for his money. Or this fight is closer than what people expect. Like I was telling you guys about the Lipinets fight, Mikey Garcia fight. Watch how quick, fans, say, oh, shit, I don't think Crawford could beat Earl Spence. So Crawford has zero gap for really any slippage here, any error. Horn performs better than what people expect, which they don't expect a lot from him. Especially if he jumps over a lot of those expectations and does well versus Crawford. Watch how people just say, oh, Keith Thurman, Earl Spence, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia killed Terence Crawford at 47. But you got to remember, this is this guy's first fight at 147. But it's going down June 9th, Nevada, MGM Grand, Las Vegas. If you ain't doing nothing, swing by and watch Bud take on Me So Horny. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and watch him. And I think Jeff Horn is going to give a good performance, in my opinion. He might get beat down in the process, but I think he's going to give a solid performance. He's going to test Crawford. I think we're going to have a nice barometer to see where Crawford at physically at 147, with the power, with the speed, with the size at. And I think, Horn going to touch him up a little bit. We're going to really see the dog come out of Terence Crawford. And then we're going to be able to have a barometer. Now you can really gauge and say, oh, how Crawford will do versus Earl Spence, or how Crawford would do versus Keith Thurman. You really have a strong gauge at 147. But like I said, I wouldn't count Jeff Horn out in this fight. Not at all. It's boxing. He has a difficult style to deal with. It's a style that Crawford hasn't seen with 8-ounce gloves in a professional fight. I keep telling people that. And like I told you guys, that fight was going to be tough for Mikey. People still gave Mikey a pass. Remember, if it's close or competitive like Mikey and Lipinets was for Crawford and Horn, Crawford won't get that pass from most fans, in my opinion. But y'all know what it is. We gone.